Today, Jillian and I are going to be taking the contestants to meet some members of Congress. It's important for these politicians to hear our contestants' story, but more importantly, they need to really hear the problems of obesity here in America. They're big.
Well, I want to thank you all for joining us today. I appreciate your efforts to lobby Congress and to share your stories with all of us.
We're living through a time of real darkness right now. It's a time of struggle. It's a time of pressure and difficulty in the life of too many families. So I want to thank you for being such a shining example of what can happen with the kind of courage and commitment you've brought.
Today we have a chance to go and talk with some senators about addressing the issue of obesity, particularly obesity among youth and children.
When I was a senior in high school, these were the pants that I wore. And that's a size 54.
Wow.
As a junior and senior in high school. And you can see now I could fit in the left pant leg. So I think there are a lot of problems in our country as far as childhood obesity goes, with the lack of education. When I went through high school, the only requirement for me was 1 credit of health, and then 1 semester of PE. That's it. So if you weren't an athlete, you didn't get physical activity in school, and you spent 8 hours there. It seems to me there should be a larger emphasis on teaching the importance of activity.
So maybe better health education in our curriculums in school.
Absolutely.
Those are the kinds of things we can work on.
Daniel is no longer the exception. Daniel has become the norm. And that's why we senators need your help.
I think that, we've seen over the last 50 years our obesity rates skyrocketing, particularly in our youth, to the point that Americans have no concept of what they're eating, what's in the processed foods, because you wouldn't imagine it would be okay for those things to be in our food supply.
Rebecca, I saw you nodding a lot. Why don't you tell us your story?
Well, my personal struggle has started since I was little. I was always the chubby girl. At 14, weighed 235 pounds. So I decided to do something about it. But I didn't know what to do, and so I just ran and basically starved myself. I'm realizing that I'm making a change and that I'm doing things not just to help myself, but hopefully help all the girls like myself.
I always think that when anyone in office or representative of the people is able to sit with the people that they represent and to hear their stories, it's helpful in making decisions. So us 9 sitting there with Bob and Jillian, who are living examples of what they're trying to do, I think just gives them a little bit more to know what they're affecting.
I just want to commend you for your passion and your courage, because to share a personal story like that and to share your own challenges is something very few people ever do. But it's through those personal challenges and through your personal triumph that we're actually going to find these solutions. And both Senator Casey and I are very committed to finding those solutions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Biggest Loser is more than a reality show. It's a movement. And that's what we're doing in D.C. We're lobbying people who can help us affect change.